This is TB Talks and BS Walks. Join the conversation or the BS. Here are the masterminds behind the microphone, Tyler and Brian.
Hi, welcome everybody to TB Talks, BS Walks. I'm joined today by Tyler, my fellow host, and my wife, Amy. We're going to be covering a few points here.
We got her on the show, finally. A female voice on the show.
Well, you know, you got to keep your diversity requirements.
Yeah.
I guess we got to stop talking about all the male privilege.
Yeah.
Yep, we got to stop talking about all the male privilege we were talking about.
I'll bring that up as often as I can because it makes me laugh.
So for those that don't know or maybe not remember, Amy is the one responsible for our pretty logo that you see at the beginning of all of our shows.
Yay!
So
I am. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you doing that. That's you're very artistic. We haven't officially talked until this point.
Yes.
So, but thanks for doing
This is our
that.
first meeting. Yeah, no problem. It was fun. Yeah. I do that as a hobby,
my mom,
so it was nice to do something for real.
Well, the website that you suggested, that I uploaded the picture onto a T-shirt and gave it to my mom for Christmas that you recommended and got me signed up through. She wears that shirt all the time, so.
Oh, good. I'm glad she liked it.
Yeah, she loved it.
Awesome.
She loved it. Hey, now that we have a female on the show,
oh no,
I want to touch on something. I want to touch on something that might be a little right there on that line. I'm just curious because I would like to have a female's opinion. We talk about a lot of things on the show, but it's Brian and I's banter. But so for those of you that may not have heard, if you haven't heard, you haven't had your phone anywhere near you or haven't turned on the news because it's making national headlines. Two people that are close to President Trump got indicted today. It was Michael Cohen, which was, I believe, Trump's campaign chairman.
And his lawyer.
One of them was his lawyer. I think it was Cohen the lawyer also? I know one was his lawyer and attorney, and then one was the campaign chairman. Okay, so
I think Manafort was the chairman.
Okay, maybe you're right. So, anyways, his former attorney pled guilty to tax evasion, and then I believe Manafort pled guilty also to tax evasion and falsifying submissions, and then something about illegal campaign fundraising, I guess so to say. Like he made unlawful donations towards the campaign to silence, in hopes to silence the women that had dirt on President Trump. So I'm just curious, Amy, is to get your thoughts on the situation. Do you think that these women are being, do you think they're being unruly? Do you think they're being ridiculous in the situation? Do you think they're justified? I mean, if you were in that situation, and a figure such as that, paid you money to shut you up about the situation. I'm just curious.
Why didn't you
take is
share?
on this subject. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have shared. No, I think the hard part for me though is because, and I know that I'm about to sound like super judgy for a second there, but I wouldn't be a porn star, so that's one thing. It's kind of makes their case a little less severe against him because, and then if you read Stormy Daniels' testimony or whatever, she says he insinuated and she figured, well, I've been here a while, I might as well. That's not assault. That's just easy. So my thing is in their particular cases, I think that they're just out for the 15 minutes of fame. I think so. I mean, even their lawyer was at the VMA Awards this weekend, so that was weird.
Oh.
Yeah, and as far as like him paying them off, if they took the money, I mean, it was consensual. It wasn't rape. If it was rape, that's entirely different. Porn star or not, I would be like, no, he needs to go down, and he needs to go down now. But it was consensual, and I think they're out for the money, and I think that they technically broke the law because they had silence agreements, contracts. So...
My only bone of contention with the situation is, and I'm not bashing women, I'm not trying to do that, but I think that, example, these women that stepped forth and had this dirt on Trump that he had made sexual advances or whatever the case was, I think that if Trump had not have been in the position that he's in now, I don't think he would have ever heard about these things. I think I think when you say that they're all about the money, I think you're exactly right. I think they see a window of opportunity to gain attention, and regardless of whose image, even if it's their own image that they're hurting in the process, maybe not realizing that, but so you're going to come out on national television and admit you're a porn star. Well, some people, obviously, that's not morally correct in some people's eyes, just as it's not morally correct as if Trump did or what he did or didn't do. So I think you're exactly right that they're just trying to get attention. I think that's the problem that upsets me the most about it. And we talked about it briefly on the last show about just anything that regarding Trump. I think that, and we talked about former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens and the fact that he resigned from his position because, he publicly came out that he had an affair with his wife, even though his wife knew about it, and she came out and publicly stated, I knew about it, we worked it out, things are fine. But that happened before he ever ran for office. So my problem is what somebody does in their own private time, is their own private business. And I don't understand how that, it didn't come to light until he got elected into office. Well, now because it happened way before he was ever in politics, that he's immoral and that, it was impeachment. And I just have a problem with that, why should it, if it didn't matter then, why is it relevant now?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, not to bring in another controversial subject, but I think the timing of it, like with the Me Too movement, which I think originated very pure, but kind of has gone a little wonky. I think with that, and then with this just take him down kind of mentality, I think there should be kind of like a, I don't know, like you said, like a kind of sort of like a statute of limitations on these things. Like if he's not doing it in the office, whatever it is, dealing drugs, having Cohen clean stuff up, or doing a porn star, if he's not doing it in the office or humiliating the country as president, what he did 20 years ago, I really don't care. Plus, it's Donald Trump. Do they not think that people baked that in? Like they knew? Well, come on.
Yeah.
I've seen maybe 4 episodes of The Apprentice, and I wasn't surprised when I found out half the stuff they've been telling about him. Like you're not shocking anybody. So I don't know who they think that they're shocking, because they're just themselves, I guess. Because like the rest of us are like, yeah, and it's Tuesday, like.
Right. Well, so the situation is, if evidence of alleged crime is found on behalf of Michael Cohen, then the Attorney General would pick the case up. She has the option to pursue criminal charges, and she could also, at that point, seek the release of Trump's tax returns.
They're still after the tax returns?
Well, if evidence of a crime is found, then she has that option, to pursue criminal charges, and she could go after his tax returns. I'm not saying that she will, but that's an option. And I believe anybody that's charged with a state crime in relation to that wouldn't be cleared by a presidential pardon. So, I don't Brian, curious to hear your thoughts on the situation.
To be honest, I hadn't heard
Did you mute yourself?
any of these people until this happened. Like, until Trump became president. Then all these people who were supposedly a big thing back in the day, who, again, I had never heard of, now mean so much, and their opinion is so well needed. Like, Stormy Daniels. I mean, wasn't she just such a big political, outspoken person back in the day? So much so that we cared what she thought then. But now, you know, it's good to see her come back and do a reunion tour, basically. And so glad to hear her opinion. I don't
Stormy Daniels, 60 and 60 tour.
Yeah, I don't...
The actual title of it is ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
she said it on The View, and she was embarrassed as she was saying it. She even said, I didn't come up with the name for this. I'm like, then why did you sign on it? Make America Horny Again.
Oh my God.
Right? It could not
don't
be
you
any
feel
worse
turned
than
on right there? Don't you? Wow. Not only is she politically ingenious, but she just, you know, she gets that blood racing.
Commercially, man. Yeah. Yep, she's great at advertising. I'll tell you that.
I just... To me, the whole thing
so
was
really,
just a way...
technically, you could sue her for copyright infringement. I mean, she's using his logo.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, here's the thing. So, the whole lawsuit, obviously, is alleging that Trump illegally tapped into his campaign foundation to settle legal disputes and pay for personal and business expenses. But they're throwing a fit because he spent $10,000 on a 6-foot portrait of himself. Why does that matter?
Why are they surprised?
Why does it matter?
But
they're seeking $2.8 million in restitution.
Dang. That must have been a horrible time.
So, yeah.
No, I'm confused. I thought he didn't take any campaign funds. Wasn't he paying for his own campaign?
Well, I know that Cohen had the guy from The Inquirer buy Katie McDougal's story. I can hear my echo on your headset, but Katie McDougal, the one that hasn't really talked at all, they bought her story, The Inquirer did, and then Cohen paid them back. But there's a question as to whether or not Trump just wrote a check from his own account, or whether it came from campaign finances. But technically, they never gave her money. It was, and I'm not going to say the name of the guy who owns The Inquirer because it's even worse than you can imagine. His last name is it'll get you demonetized. But anyway,
as if we were making money on the show.
Well, still, you know, like it'll get you flagged. It's phallic in its pronunciation, but he bought her rights, so he actually is the one that gave her money. Trump never actually gave her any money. So they bought the printing rights and the movie rights and all that stuff to her story. So the Inquirer owns that.
Well,
and then they paid the Inquirer.
Because that's what we need.
National Enquirer.
We need a movie.
Is it
on a porn star with a?
Isn't the National Enquirer the
Rule
magazine
34.
that's full of like? Isn't the National Enquirer the magazine that's full of bullshit anyway?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Bat Boy.
It's totally. Like the one that's. Yeah, it's like.
Well,
full
that's
of
the
like...
World News one, the one that does Bat Boy.
Okay.
Oh.
That's like World News Tonight, or World News something. I can't remember something.
I prefer that one.
The black and white one. But the Inquirer is like, you know, you'll never know, you know, you'll never guess who John Travolta assaulted and da 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 da, you know, that kind of thing.
What he does with his boyfriend is.
I know, right? But the most recent headline on the Inquirer was Robin Williams murdered. That was last month, I think, when I was at the grocery store. We saw that, and Brian
I'm still
was
waiting
making
to
fun of
see that same thing.
Oh, from Linkin Park? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Linkin Park just released an album called Post Traumatic, so.
I think that was the last one.
Strange. I think so. I don't know.
So I don't know if you guys heard. Have you guys been following the Molly Tibbetts story at all?
Is that the girl that's been missing since like July?
Yeah.
No.
Have you heard the latest on that?
Not the latest.
So
they get on like
she went to the University of Iowa, and she was 20 years old, and she was reported missing on July 18th. Said she went for a jog, and that's the last time anybody had heard of her. So, like this month-long search, her dad even, I think her dad lives in California. He came in from California to assist in the search.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, yesterday morning, she was found dead.
Oh.
And they charged 24-year-old Christian Rivera, who was an illegal alien, with her death.
Oh.
But now,
plot twist.
Now they're saying the Immigration Customs Enforcement filed to detain her to make sure that he was not released from custody. But now they're saying that he was working in Iowa legally, so he had some kind of a work permit or something. So I don't know any more on that information, but it's a terrible tragedy.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So, and I know now that somehow Trump's going to get blamed for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just feel like that's all going to come back on him somehow because he's all for the deportation of immigrants and all this kind of stuff.
Well, to be honest, though, if you commit a crime, you should be deported, whether you're legal or not. I think, especially on a work permit. I mean, if you're a legal citizen, that's an entirely different thing. But, like, if you're on a work permit and you commit a crime, then you should be deported. I think that's, Yeah. Just like if someone was sleeping on your couch and they stole something or they hurt your wife, well, then you'd be like, get out of my house, That's... Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Also, women should not jog alone. That's anybody who's seen a Lifetime movie knows women should not jog alone. So that's buddy system.
You should not jog. For the buddy system. Running is a horrible idea.
Yes, it is. And I saw a shirt the other day that had like a scripture reference as to why they couldn't run, and I wish I could find that again. But it's in Proverbs, and it was hilarious. I can't remember exactly what it said. Like, only run when something. When you're up to something. I can't remember exactly what it was. And that's why I don't run. Hilarious, but...
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It said something about they don't run when no one is chasing you, or they only run when no one's chasing, or something. It was something like that. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was something.
I know it's in Proverbs. I do know that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm like 325 and I have male privilege.
You just have to be big. That's all I ask of you, is to be big. You just have to be a big dude. That's all I ask. And he fulfills that. So.
When you say big dude.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's so many connotations right now. I'm not sure if I should say anything.
That's why he was.
But I'm just going to be quiet and smile.
Let's not get our...
So I just need
let's
somebody that
looks like... Let's not get our free podcast demonetized.
Yeah. See, I told you. You had me on. It'd be like 3 seconds, and you guys would be like, and that was a mistake. No.
Yeah, let's not get our already no money monetized video demonetized, because it'd be so bad if we got $0.
Hey, if you divide 0 by 0, the world explodes. So...
Okay, I found the scripture you're talking about. It is Proverbs 28:1, and it says, the shirt says, I wanted to go jogging, but Proverbs 28:1 says, the wicked run when no one is chasing them. So there's that.
There you go. See?
There you go.
There you go. So don't run. And if you do, ladies, and I mean this seriously, buddy system, and not early in the morning. If the sun isn't up, don't go run. That's...
Brian, do you want to be my jogging buddy?
Why is the view better back there?
You know it is.
I set it up and he hit it out of the park. The one who may regret putting me on here is probably Brian.
No, Well, you know.
He'll be like, no more wife. No more wife.
You guys are coming down for a visit in December, so we'll go on a jog, all three of us. It'll be a threesome.
I'll be the one in the back going, guys, go on without me. It'll be okay. I'll be
I'd
driving
put Brian in the middle,
beside you.
and I'm about 165 pounds. If Brian's over 300, it'd be a little weird him being in the middle.
No, but he'd be the one to remember. Oh wait, I gotta go get her. I'm
Brian,
5'1",
how
I'm
come you
easy to
suddenly don't
lose.
have much? How come you suddenly don't have much to say in this episode? Hey, here's something that I wanted to touch base on. Are you guys still doing your Fable Fridays? You guys were playing Fable together, right, on your Twitch?
Yeah. We actually finished the series up.
Well, we finished that one. We haven't done 1 and 2, but we did finish 3. Oh wait, you meant I'm sorry. Phrasing. I got confused. I know what you meant now.
Yeah, no. Fable 3, we finished the whole storyline. We finished the series of that one. We have.
Okay.
I wanted to call it Tangled. That's not what it's called. Is it?
No, but you do get tangled. We have Unraveled 2.
Tangled?
Unraveled 2, yes.
Are you talking about like Rapunzel?
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna make him go all Disney. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's.
I'm sure your subscribers are gonna skyrocket, bud.
All right.
They'll be like, well, he'll get a lot of lady followers because they'll be like, oh, he's so nice. But no, it's Unraveled 2, and occasionally we play Attack on Titan. So.
I played the first Unraveled a little bit. That was an interesting game. It was hard, but that was interesting.
I haven't played it, but I've watched other people play it.
Yeah, you're like a little ball of yarn, and like you can like unravel yourself and use it to climb things, and it was weird. And then apparently Unravel 2 is
I think you design your own little ball of yarn.
Really? You're not the blue one?
No, I think you design your own, but first player is normally red, second player is normally blue. You just kind of design how it looks. Now, we haven't started up the game and looked at it yet. This is just what I heard. I have not actually looked anything up on it. I don't want to be informed. I want it to be a surprise type of game where I experience it the first time. You know? So
we want to experience it together.
Yes. So we have that.
Understand.
We have Attack on Titan. We play together. We have Saints Row that we're planning on playing, and we still have Fable.
But that one will get us in trouble, just because.
Well, it's Saints Row.
Yeah.
I have a guest
Aww.
on the show.
You
want to say hi, Gracie?
She's like, nope, I just want daddy.
Well, we're recording a show right now. You want to? This is your chance to get your voice to the world. Is there anything you want to say? Okay. She didn't want to say anything. She didn't want to be on the show.
I need to kiss on the shoulder.
Everyone likes chocolate cake. Think he muted.
Speaking of, I just had one of the best brownies I've ever had.
Like legit brownie?
Making, yeah.
Oh,
no, there was no marijuana in them, if that's what you were hinting at.
Well, anymore you have to ask. You have to be like, okay, so, you know.
Not
that
I have
that
anything against that, but yeah, not that I have anything against that, but I tried edibles
brownies are
one
awesome
time.
in any form. Oh yeah?
Well, I tried edibles one time, and I'm not really in a hurry to do it again. I mean, I've stated before that I don't have a problem with marijuana. I know that I have an uncle that uses CBD oil for anxiety, and like it helps him tremendously. He's got CBD oil in a little vape thing, and I mean his anxiety was bad. Like it was to the point where he would call in to miss work. He would like get himself sick, like physically ill, and his so he'd missed a bunch of work. Well, his wife decided to invest in this CBD oil, and he takes a drag off of that, and within about 5 minutes, he's mellowed out, and he can go to work, and doesn't have any issues.
Nice.
So, I mean, I know that there is so many healing properties in marijuana that I never have a problem with it. But I did try edibles one time, and I was at a little get-together, and they weren't brownies, they were actual, like, almost like Russell Stover chocolates. And nobody told me that you have to ease into these things.
Yeah,
like the
no,
first
they like
time
to
that you
watch
try
you trip
edibles. Yeah, nobody told me the first time you do edibles you should like do it in moderation, like ease yourself into it. So I just took like the whole piece of chocolate and put it in my mouth and ate it, right? So about 30 minutes later, I'm paranoid. Like I'm thinking like I'm gonna die. I don't know. I was paranoid, so I had to go outside and like get fresh air, and it was an awful experience.
What was
I
it?
can
A
imagine.
Million Ways to Die in the West, wasn't it? They were sitting on the hill, and they had those special cookies, and it was the groundhogs. They know what we're thinking. They know he's trying to hide.
They know what we're thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had heard on, I think it was Joe Rogan's podcast, where he said that edibles are like 10 or 100 times stronger than smoking it. So that's why it hits you so fast and so hard, you know. So, but
okay.
Well,
yeah. Well, ladies and
he's
gentlemen,
like, moving on.
going to. I mean, my parents might listen to this show. I don't know, but if they do, surprise! I did edibles.
But I don't anymore. You could just like preface it with that, so then they're like, "Oh, okay, it's over."
It was a one-time thing.
One-time thing, and I didn't know it was an accident. I just thought it was candy. There, we covered you.
Well,
no, that's not gonna help. That's a whole.
Is that kind of like that's kind of like that T-shirt I always wanted to get that says "I'm not gay, but $20 is $20."
Same
right?
as downtown. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need to explain.
Okay, Mr. Male Privilege. We're gonna play a game. I'm gonna put Brian. I'm gonna put you and Amy in the hot seat. All right.
Oh snaps! This is like the newlywed game.
Close. This is 25 fun questions to ask your spouse.
Oh snap!
Okay.
He's looking at me like that right now, going, "I did not set this up."
We're gonna see how well that you two know each other. Okay.
Well, we just had 9 years anniversary last week, so hopefully we know each other better than.
How many years?
9 years last week.
9 years. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. But
I
save
don't
it till
know
we
what
get
your
to 10.
secret is.
I'm just kidding.
To having 9 years with the world's biggest prick. That's hard to do. That's a feat.
And I'm a decent cook.
Speaking of
so
knives,
it works out.
speaking of knives, I heard her talking before we started the show.
Oh,
you gotta
mercy.
sleep sometime.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna tell you. Okay.
He works overnights, so he sleeps all day. So I have like all opportunities.
I
So,
see exactly. So if I never see you again after this show, love you. Okay.
aw, that was
All right, Amy, since you're the girl, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
Ladies first.
all right.
All right. So we're gonna see how well that you know Brian.
Chivalry's not dead.
Okay. So I'm asking you this question. As if it would be from Brian. So see how well you know him.
Okay.
Would he rather stay in or go out for a date night?
He'd rather stay in. Like, no holds barred. Just would rather be in no matter what.
Okay. Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Would he rather play a board game or watch a movie with you?
Watch a movie.
Yep.
Okay, she's 2 for 2. Okay.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you a gamer? How would you like to turn your ordinary controller and give it that custom touch? Only CustomControllers.com can get your regular PlayStation, Xbox, or Wii controller customized the way you want it. Customize every detail of the controller and make it your own. They have skins for the controllers and consoles. As well, you can get them hand painted. We offer customized shoes as well. From Jordans, Vans, Nikes, Supras, and many more. For more information, log on to their site, www.customcontrollers.com, or call 865-315-8786.
Would he rather be a movie star or a famous musician?
Ooh.
If he had the option.
I'm going to say musician because he wanted to be a singer at one point. So I'm going to say musician.
Yep.
Brian, is she 3 for 3?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Would he rather go into the past and meet his ancestors, or go in? No, I'm sorry. I read the question. Would he rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Well, he's met my family. He knows they're crazy. So I'm going to think. Yeah. He's like, oh, that's where she gets it from. I'm going to say the future and see our great-grandchildren.
She probably would have been right
Okay.
either way, because I think both directions are interesting.
Oh, okay. So that was a no-win situation.
My dad.
So.
My dad is huge into that. My dad is like huge into like ancestry, and like he knows everything about our family tree. Like if I ever have a question about ancestry, I mean, I can just ask him and he can look it up. Apparently there's a website that you can go to that you can like type in your name, your last name, and then it brings up, I don't know, it's crazy how it all works.
You mean
Yeah, I
okay.
do that for...
There you go, that's it.
Yes, I do that for
you
his
sense-
side and my side. So it's
Do you see
pretty
why
fun to do that.
You see why that I hate doing the show with him? Did you see the hint of sarcasm that came out of him right there? Did you hear that?
Oh, dude, that's how he romances me, bud. It's just constant
Yes.
like stating the obvious,
I
like
meant-
I don't already know, and yeah, and the sarcasm.
The funny
I
thing
just
is,
dish it
you
right
thought
back,
that was
but-
a hint of sarcasm.
Yeah, no, that was thick. That was thick, but
Yeah.
but
Laid it
no,
on
it's
thick, I
constant
guess.
over here. I can't tell you how many times I yell at him. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I know more about this shit than you. That happens. So quite a lot. And then he's like,
Your
wasn't.
wife,
That's just.
your wife always knows more than you, Brian. Save you a little bit of heartache in the future. Okay. So, next question about Brian Dearest. Would he rather always speak his mind or never speak again?
I think that depends on context, on who he's around. But I guess, I don't know.
General. This is general. Generally speaking.
He's generally speaking. Okay. I would think that he would like to speak his mind. I mean, he's very quiet by nature. That's what makes it hard. But I think speak his mind. I could be wrong though.
Well, so like, is
If
he one
I
of those
didn't
guys
have a
that, like,
clear idea of what the consequences would be, I probably would speak my mind more often.
I think it's well, you're safe with me. It's just everyone else who's crazy. But
Every wife says you're safe with me, and somehow husbands end up disappearing.
okay, fair enough. I'll give you that one. Yeah. There's your freebie.
Mm. Oh, this is a loaded question here.
Oh, snap.
All right, Brian, I'm going to ask you this one. Okay?
All right.
Directly. Would you rather have mind-blowing sex once a month or mediocre sex once a week?
He's giving me the rock eyebrow.
The people's eyebrow.
Yep.
I'm going to say be careful how you answer this one.
No, I just
Young
like
Padawan.
sex, so I think I'm good.
So it doesn't matter if it's awful, right? Okay. Okay.
He was trying to set you up so that you would be benefiting me as well as yourself.
Amy, do you want to take a stab at that question?
He don't care. He don't care. I would have done the mind blowing for once a month. Yeah. Because it's mind blowing.
Brian, sounds
So,
like you're
yeah.
cut off, bud. Sorry about you.
Hey, but everybody needs practice.
Oh Lord.
Brian's
I was worried about
Brian's
me.
never gonna let me. Yeah, Brian's never gonna let me invite a guest on the show. I invited your wife on the show. Let
Yeah,
that be clear.
It was his idea. Mm.
Because
It's
I heard
okay.
her I heard her berating you on the headset, like from across the room, and I thought, you know what? Like she needs to be on the show.
I'm sassy.
Mhm.
He likes me that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's part 2 of that question. Would you rather fight all the time, but have great makeup sex, or never fight again and have mediocre sex?
Never fight again.
Oh, good call, Brian. His answer is going to be, I just like sex, so it doesn't really.
Fighting's not fun. I mean, play fighting is fun.
It wasn't actually determined what kind of fighting it was, and there are instances where we kind of fight, but not fight.
I meant
Well,
like
that's the
angry,
gross
like
that's the glimpse into your life I don't need to know about, bud.
no, I'm no, I'm talking about like the do we want to talk about this in front of your mama kind of fight? Like I don't want to do that.
No, that's never
Anymore.
fun. No.
Yeah, that's not fun. Like a legit fight where we're angry. No, it's not worth the sex. Because you're like the only sane person in my life, and I need you around. So
Well, we already have the
You think Brian
once
is
a
a sane
month
person?
mind blowing, so I guess
Wow.
it's
yeah, see, so we're good. Yeah, no, if you haven't met my family, he is the only sane person in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You should. Yeah, he's thinking. He's like, man, her family must be amazing.
Were you adopted by the Mansons or what?
No, they don't. Kill people. No, they're crazy. They're passive aggressive and emotionally manipulative.
but they do.
And I could say that
Oh.
because
Oh.
they do like
that's
Chianti
awful.
with their liver. Yeah, well, it's just our house is
I knew
matriarchy,
some.
and that's why. BJ's got to get up now.
I
No,
knew
just kidding.
somebody.
Um.
I knew somebody that was emotionally manipulative one time, and he's actually a former friend of mine. And you talk about somebody that can like cause a load of problems. I
Mhm.
mean, I think somebody who has a way with words. I mean, that's like good at like pulling the wool over people's eyes, like disguising themselves and then like making you think that like everything's your fault. It was awful.
Mhm.
I mean, those people are dangerous.
They are.
I mean, on like
They are.
that's crazy.
Sometimes, or because I said this because me and Brian were talking about it last night. This may be controversial, but as somebody who's gone through not just emotional abuse from family, but from previous exes, sometimes I feel like it's worse than actually being hit. And the reason why is because when you're hit, people see that. But when it's emotional
Oh,
abuse,
sure.
you're in your own little
I think
prison
that's
that you're not even sure you're in.
Yeah.
You know, much less how do you tell
Well,
the people you're in it.
and domestic violence, what I've come to find out too, from my law enforcement experience is that most of the most dangerous and serious domestic violence situations, you would never know it by looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, take for example, like I said, that guy, guy from Ohio, I think, right, that killed his wife and their 2 daughters. I think
I
it was
read
just
that
recently.
last night. That was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, like, they had all these pictures, online and, like, depicting this happy marriage and, everybody that knew them thought that, everything was wonderful and then this happened. So, yeah, I mean, that's a huge deal. And I feel for people that have to go through that. I can't imagine being somebody that felt like I was trapped, being in a situation, but then not having the courage to step away from it, or, you try to step away from it and then you lose your life in the process. That's a sticky situation.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the worst is if you don't know you're in it, is just as dangerous because because you're never sure.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry, I don't mean.
Or there's some people that think, no, that's fine. I think there's some people that are so used to it, like that's like the norm for them. Like they don't realize that, it's a problem. So, like Brian calls me names all the time on the show, and I have to take it, and it's.
I know.
It's upsetting. See.
Hey now.
Hey, what's funny is I'm actually muted on the podcast for what I said there. Only you guys heard that one. Oh yeah. I'm clever.
Talk about passive aggressive. In case anyone on the podcast is wondering, he called him a dick. So.
See?
$0 from our $0 right there.
You don't get demonetized.
We're in the negative.
I know, we're in negative 0 of 0. That's rough.
Of course, from what I hear from other YouTubers, is you may not want to be monetized. There's all kinds of crap that goes along with it.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube, from what I understand, is changing drastically.
Again.
Yeah. But I don't know, though. I still would like to have, like, YouTube money. Like, the guys that
you said, $20 is $20, right?
Well, hey, exactly. But those guys that do the epic... Did you guys ever see the epic rap battles?
Oh, my God. We lived on that for, like, 2 years, yeah.
Okay, so the guys that run that channel, okay, they haven't uploaded in a year. And they're still getting somewhere between 70 to 80 million views, like a week, I think it was, on their videos. Like, they're still making, like, I'm sorry, not 70 to 80. I mean, their videos are, that's probably a month. But so they're still averaging like $10,000 to $20,000 a month, and they haven't uploaded in it, and they haven't uploaded new content in a year.
Yeah,
maybe that's why they're not in a rush.
You know
they
what?
don't need to.
Well,
No,
then you take a look at a group like Corridor Digital, and they're one of my favorite independent filmmakers. And yeah, their income a month is ridiculous, but the amount of work they have to put in to get that income is just about as ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, you're a Twitch streamer. I mean, as your content grows, especially if you're somebody like Ninja, if you don't stream every day, like if you take 2 days off, like your subscriber numbers start just falling off. I know a lot of that is probably your Amazon and your Twitch Prime subscribers that are up for renewal. So you're not streaming, so they're not going to renew. But I mean, that would be the only downfall of that. I mean, you would have to stream 7 days a week. I mean, if you took time off, you're going to start losing subscribers. I think Ninja when he took 2 days off, he lost 40,000 subscribers. Something
So
like
that means
just in 2
40,000
days.
people couldn't find something better to do that day? Is that basically it?
Well, like I said, I think a majority of them is the Twitch Prime subscriptions were set to auto renew or were up for renewal, and then he wasn't streaming, so they're going to give that Twitch Prime to somebody else. So, and I think that was, you know, but I mean, still though, you think about it. I mean, that's of course Ninja could stand to lose 40,000 subscribers. I mean, he still has, every time I watch a video, he's still streaming for like 60 to 80,000 people at a time.
Wow.
So, you know,
Wouldn't want to be in that chat room.
Well, I mean, it's crazy though. I mean, you know, with and then the Red Bull sponsorship that he just got, I mean, he's making, I think they said he's making somewhere between like $3 and $4 million a month, you know, something like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, do you have anything else, Brian, that you want to do to touch on? Anything you want to cover? You haven't done a.
I wouldn't play Fortnite for.
He means that.
He
legit means that.
Really?
That is a hard line for him. Yes.
Or PUBG.
You have to be joking.
No, he's not joking.
I hate those games.
It's serious.
Okay, so
to me, Ninja is a trooper. He is a saint for playing that game so much.
So wait,
but we don't play well with others.
But what I'm saying, okay, do you mean that you wouldn't play it one time for $4 million, or you wouldn't consistently play for $4 million a month?
No, I couldn't consistently play.
If somebody
one time, I could probably stomach it one time, and then it would probably be hilarious, and I'd get a whole bunch of views because people would just be watching me rage because they'd be so mad all the time.
See, let me preface this with, when we first got married, he played massive multiplayer games. And he raged. And I didn't want to put up with his rage. When he was done playing, he would get mad at me. So when we first got married, I said, no more. Not in my house. I'm not putting up with your pissiness because someone else did something stupid. So for the last 9 years, he has to ask me before he plays a massive multiplayer because he rages. And I'm not joking. He legit rages and can't shut it off. And then we end up fighting, and then I end up threatening to kill him. So,
and then you end up having awesome makeup sex. So I don't see the problem here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't end that way. I'm not that kind of girl. If I threaten to kill you, I'm not having sex with you. So, and I'm mad for like a while. He does very few things that piss me off, but that is one of those things that I'm like, no, you are legit in the doghouse, because he gets severely, like, we're talking. Like, I feel like I'm like, you're getting aggressive and I am not appreciating your shit. So he does not do well with massive multiplayer. And I don't tend to allow it in the house.
I think the maddest I've seen Brian, and I wouldn't even say it was that mad, was what game? I think it was Battlefield 1, I guess. He doesn't play that anymore because I think you get shot through a wall or something, but you were mad. But like, I don't remember you being like raging angry. I just think you said, "I'm not going to play that anymore," because
I tend to stop it before it gets that bad anymore. I mean, I'm 32 now, so I've gotten older, and I tend to know when it's starting to get too bad.
Well, that and our son threw a controller through his TV, so he learned he needed to be a good example for our son.
Hey, Robbie, you never seen me throwing a controller. Before we ever had our son, I had stopped playing massive multiplayer.
He had gotten control of it, but our son has it in him, so he has to be extra careful. Yeah. Because our son, like, he does not have a TV anymore. He legit threw his controller through his TV, and he has not had a TV in over a year now.
No.
So.
Let me preface by saying, I am over Fortnite. I'm ready for something new. Games like everybody that I play with still plays it, so I play it. It's one of those things where it's a game that I love to hate, but hate to love. But so I totally can understand where Fortnite would make somebody furious. I mean, there's I mean, like I said, I think it's that way with any multiplayer game because there's somebody will kill you and you think it's a bogus kill or whatever. So I get it, but
Yeah.
I've seen Fortnite. Fortnite has plagued the country. I mean, it's gone viral.
It's the new
and gone
fidget
crazy,
spinner.
But at the same time, though, like it makes. I think it makes me madder than any game I've played. And I don't tend to get super angry. I mean, primarily what I play is multiplayer games. I think that's why Brian and I we get to play on Wednesdays after the show. But other than that, we don't really play that much because I play a lot of multiplayer stuff. But no, it's Fortnite is one of those that I'm ready for it to be done. If the game disappeared from Xbox tomorrow, I wouldn't care. So I totally get it. Did you have a you haven't had a BM in a while, Brian? Do you need
I'm sorry, I know what you mean, but dear Lord. I was all like, he wasn't that grumpy on their podcast. No. And I do want a disclaimer. He does not get abusive to me with massive multiplayer. I just have no tolerance for game anger. If it makes you mad, why are you playing it? So that's, because I'm a chick. I don't get it. So he's not abusive, but he does get pissy for like 20 to 30 minutes afterwards, and I don't want to put up with that. So I didn't want anybody
He's
to
not
think
abusive.
He's like beating on me. Because he's
not abusive. He just shot the dog. It's okay. What is the...
Oh no. I miss Donna.
So do you do you need a BM
I'll try
or
to
no?
be quiet for your BM. Oh, they did again?
I thought you said you were going to be quiet.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I almost made a joke, but it would have been terribly inappropriate. So.
That's all right. So, Anthem is what? Is it 2019 now? Is that?
Yes, it's been pushed back to 2019.
Next year?
Yeah, I think I was muted. For that last bit.
No, I heard you.
Well, yeah, you guys will hear me, but they won't hear me on the podcast because I'm muted there. The reason I've been muting is because we sit so close that when she's talking, it goes over the game, and now I don't know where. Anyway, as far as the BM goes, there's a few disappointments. There was Anthem being pushed back, and it's pushed back to 2019, but I think it's like January or February time. It's not too far back, but it's still frustrating. There was the new Star Wars game that was supposed to come out, and it kind of went back and forth. One that everybody was looking forward to was the one that was supposed to be based off of the Fett's, Boba Fett and the Mandalorians.
Oh, yeah.
So that one was canceled a while back ago. Well, then they brought someone in, and I think it was a she hinted at a lot of things, like Republic Commando. That was an old game on the original Xbox. It's one of the games I love. I think I have it downloaded right now on the Xbox One. And it's a SWAT-based game, but you play as commando stormtroopers. And at the end of the game, they kind of left it open for another one, and nothing happened. So she hinted at that. She teased at that. She teased at another Battlefront. She teased at a lot of different things. And then now there's nothing. So I have no idea what's going on there. And I was disappointed in that because I can't remember what game she worked on before. But it was one of those games where people really liked playing it. The style was good. The gameplay was good. So I was kind of looking forward to this one. It's like, have you heard of the Ghost of Tsushima coming out on PlayStation 4?
Yeah, well, I saw some early access, like E3 footage or whatever. That it looks kind of like Assassin's Creed-ish, but like Japan or something. I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yes. The same people who made Second Son, Infamous, are working on that game. So I did like Infamous. I liked Second Son. I thought that was an awesome game. I thought it was a little quick, but it was fun. this one, being that they were the ones who made that game and they're making this one, I'm really interested in seeing how this one turns out. It was kind of the same thing with her. She had worked on a game that I really liked before, although I can't remember the name of it, and she was starting on this one, so I was looking forward to what she was going to do, and now, yeah, they're not even going to. But that's all I really had, is just those few little disappointments. The thing to look forward to is Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out here real soon. And a lot of people are going back to the original Red Dead and polishing up their skills, because the second one's supposed to have online gameplay, and it's supposed to be crazy.
Well, not that you'll play the online gameplay. We just had that conversation. But
yeah, no.
Maybe,
Billy and Danny want me to, and I might give it a shot just so we all can play together, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's more like it needs to be, kind of like Division, where like a, co-op. Co-op is fine. Yeah. PvP, I think, would get a little dicey. But only thing that I have to add to that is there's a game that it's been in alpha on PC, and it's coming to Xbox soon.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tweet out from official Xbox, and they didn't announce the day, but it's called Hunt Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it is where the game apparently is you are teams of 2, and you're a bounty hunter. And you are given a contract to kill a monster. So you have to track down the monster, but while you're trying to track down the monster, you have other 2-player teams that can kill you and take your loot. So
I can already hear the rage.
Looks
I'm
fantastic.
just kidding.
It's like a Monster Hunter World, or whatever that game is.
Yeah.
Mixed with a little bit of PvP action. Definitely a different take on a game. Graphics looked incredible. The shots that I saw. Definitely going to try out the beta when that hits on Xbox. My plan is to pick up, by the weekend, I will have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Switch, and I'm going to get started on that. Nothing that I really want to play on Xbox comes out until October. So I said I'm going to hit Legend of Zelda and probably dig into that pretty hard until November or so. And from what I hear, it'll take me at least that long to explore. There's so much to do in that game.
It's
so
a massive.
But
is there an Assassin's Creed coming out this year?
Yes.
No, I believe next year. Is it this year? Odyssey?
No, it's
Assassin's
this year,
Creed
yeah.
Odyssey?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I asked because it comes out every year on my birthday, so he always gets a gift on my birthday.
Well, I think it's a gift that you can play. Is that how that works?
No, I don't get to play it. We usually end up fighting. Because I'm like, it's my friggin' birthday, and you got like an $80 gift, and he's like, I know, but it comes out every year, so yeah. I do play
every
before,
Assassin's Creed, like every Assassin's Creed.
He has all of them, yeah. And see, since they got rid of the puzzles out of the game, it's no fun for me. Because he used to have me help him with the puzzles because I'm a history geek. And since they got rid of the puzzles, I am just like, well, that sucked. So I get no.
Well, it looks
I
like...
play 4 though. 4's fun. The pirate one, Black Flag, but.
I didn't like Black Flag. There was too much naval warfare for me. Too much fighting on a ship for me to really get into it. There was not enough true Assassin's Creed gameplay. Yeah. But it looks like that you are right. Assassin's Creed Odyssey releases October 5th. And that is going to be the last Assassin's Creed you're going to get until at least 2020. They are skipping 2019. So they said what they're going to do is they're going to continue to pump content into Odyssey to keep players engaged until a new title. But yep, so there will not be an Assassin's Creed in 2019. So Odyssey will be it for at least a year, but it releases October 5th.
I don't care as long as they release a Splinter Cell soon.
I still haven't heard anything on that, man.
No, there was supposed to be a Splinter Cell 2018. There has been rumor that it's been pushed back to 2019. Although, rumor is This is rumor has it that it's confirmed that a Splinter Cell game is coming out.
Yeah, I think they said something about that at EA or at E3, didn't they?
E3.
They said that they didn't do an E3 of Splinter Cell because they had so much other stuff they were working on that was coming out sooner, and that they wanted to spotlight. Splinter Cell wasn't quite, from the sounds of it, Splinter Cell wasn't quite ready, but they didn't want to give any kind of hint as to what it entails or what's going to be in it, or even if it's actually a Splinter Cell game or not. It's kind of all up in the air. They said it was leaked on Amazon, and a few of the smart people actually got screenshots of it, but
I think that's why that they put the Splinter Cell, they put the Splinter Cell mission in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I think that was like as a teaser. But I think
why
what was
pay
said,
Michael Ironside all that money just to do one little?
Right.
Yeah.
No, he's totally on contract. He is.
I
Like,
think
they're
what
gonna
they
bring him
said
back. They're
was,
gonna do that.
well, that's kind of like Michael Buffer. He gets paid, I think, like $2 million every time he says, "Let's get ready to rumble." Like, regardless, it takes
own
what?
that now and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's he's branded. I mean, it takes what, like 15 seconds, 10 seconds to say that, and he gets $2 million.
Hey, good on him.
What
man.
they said about Splinter Cell was that it was unannounced, but they said obviously the last one was 2013 Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Yep.
But it said that Ubisoft's CEO, he did provide fans with some hope last year when he participated in a Reddit AMA. When asked about the series, he said, "Splinter Cell, we talk about a lot. It is also personally one of my favorite series. We don't have anything specific to share at the moment, but teams are working on different things." That's how he said. So I don't think anything has been confirmed. I think they're just dragging it out because they're assholes. So
Well, they're probably just seeing if the interest is still there.
Well,
Yeah.
it definitely is.
Yeah.
With what we're getting ready to do as soon as we end this podcast, it's very. But that being said, I don't have anything else to talk about unless you guys do. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, no problem. And to prove that I know what's going on with all this game talk, Dragon Age 4 was confirmed, which makes my little life. And they got a writer.
I don't think
You've never played Dragon Age?
I didn't play Inquisition. I don't think I played any
I haven't
Dragon
played
Age games.
Inquisition either. I'm a huge fan, but Inquisition I couldn't get. But I am an Origins fanatic. That's my favorite, and I'm currently streaming Origins on my channel. But 4 got greenlit, and they got a new writer. So it's supposed to, and he writes dark. So it's supposed to be as dark as Origins. So I'm super excited about that because 2 was totally like very easy, very you had set places to go, you couldn't change their outfits. It was just very strict gameplay. And then Inquisition was too open, and so they're trying to get it back to Origins standards, and how everybody fell in love with it was Origins, which was just enough freedom, but just enough structure that you weren't overwhelmed, but freedom to where you felt like it was your own story. And they're trying to do that with 4, and they're bringing it back to the darkness that it was in Origins. So I'm excited about that because I've been starved for good games because I am an archer in all my games, and all I have is Dragon Age and Skyrim, and that gets old after a while. So I'm excited about that. I might have to wait until I'm like 80, but it's coming. So that's all I need to know.
I haven't. I think I was able to get through like an hour of Skyrim. I just couldn't get into that game. It gets super boring pretty quick for me. But I think my primarily my problem is I'm not a fan of games that like. I like third-person games, like where you're able to see your character. And I think Skyrim and like, although we did play Dead Island, but Dead Island's kind of the same way where it's first-person, but like
Skyrim,
it just
you
shows
have
your hand and your weapon.
Press the button. There's I think it's, which one is it? One of the sticks. You press that down and you can see your character. Because I'm the same way as you. I like to see my character. And I can get killed.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. I get killed so easily if I'm first person. So yeah, I think Brian told me how to do it. And it's one of the sticks. You press it down, and it puts you on your third person. So that helps. But it is pretty mellow. I mean, it does have action. So is Dragon Age. They have their fight scenes, but it's pretty mellow. But see, I go to relax, and you guys go to like vent your male aggression. So that's probably why I like my chill medieval
male
kind
dominance
of thing. Yeah, see?
Male superiority.
Yeah, you're was it toxic masculinity? Yeah, I think it's
that's
called
the word
toxic masculinity too, right? You have toxic masculinity. And I think that's stupid.
I mean, I've had some
toxic masculinity is not real.
I've had some toxic masturbating in my life. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
I think that's part of the masculinity. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the show, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yep. I guess we can go play some games now.
You guys are gonna release your toxic masculinity. I almost said it. Oh my god. I'm getting my words.
We'd like to thank Pornhub.com for sponsoring our show. Thanks to Stormy Daniels for being a guest. And,
oh my god.
Join us next time when we decide to bring.
All right, bye.
Till next time, we're out.